I'm Alex.
And I'm Nessa.
And this is
Alex and Nessa's Campfire Corner.
Today we are going to be learning about the history of Girl Scouts.
Juliette Gordan Lowe is a vital figure in Girl Scouts history who, she founded Girl Scouts. She kept Girl Scouts running. What happened was, she, on her wedding day, she was gifted pearls from her husband, and later on, sadly, her husband passed away, and she had to make the choice of selling her pearls to keep Girl Scouts running, and she did. She sold the pearls to keep Girl Scouts running, and if it wasn't for that, then there would be no Girl Scouts.
She's important to us nowadays because she's the founder, and Girl Scouts never would have started because of her. But also, she's important because she didn't just turn it into a way to teach girls how to run a household or anything. But she actually was very ahead of her time in the way that she allowed girls to do so much more than what was expected of them.
So what happened was she founded Girl Scouts after she met Robert Baden-Powell because he started Boy Scouts, and she was inspired by him. So she went by him, and she went and started Scouts for girls because she felt that girls also needed something like that they could do, not just boys.
She was inspired by just what he was doing with the boys, and just of what it could mean for girls if that was also something they could enter. Because I don't think at the time girls were allowed in Boy Scouts, of course.
Yeah.
The first ever Girl Scout troop was started in Savannah, Georgia, and it had 18 girls, which doesn't seem like a lot when you think about the very beginning of Girl Scouts, but nowadays that is a lot to have in a troop.
Yeah.
The most we ever had was I think 20.
Yeah. And especially for something so new and different for that time.
Yeah, it is a very reasonable number.
Yeah.
Welcome to Campfire Karaoke. Grab your friends and sing along to Fred the Moose. This is a repeat after me song. And a do as I do song. That means stand up. There was a great big moose. He liked to drink a lot of juice. There was a great big moose. He liked to drink a lot of juice. Singing oh way-oh. Way-oh, 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 way-oh. Way-oh, way-oh. Way-oh, 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 way-oh. He drank his juice with care, but he spilt it in his hair. He drank his juice with care, but he spilt it in his hair. Singing oh way-oh. Way-oh, 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 way-oh. Way-oh, way-oh. Way-oh, 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 way-oh. The moose's name was Fred. He liked to drink his juice in bed. The moose's name was Fred. He liked to drink his juice in bed. Singing oh way-oh. Way-oh, 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 way-oh. Way-oh, way-oh. Way-oh, 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 way-oh. Way up in Canada, there was a very sticky moose named Fred. Way up in Canada, there was a very sticky moose named Fred. Singing oh way-oh. Way-oh, 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 way-oh. Way-oh, way-oh. Way-oh, 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 way-oh. And back to the video.
Okay. So, in Girl Scouts, girls were taught things that they didn't usually do. That was very out of the ordinary for times back then, because that was it was against the social norms. Yeah. They were taught how to outdoor skills, first aid, leadership skills, and independent thinking. And like you said, Morse code, those, they're all things that girls didn't usually learn back then, because that was considered more of a guy thing.
Yeah, because they were supposed to be housemakers and just
family.
They took on more of the domestic kind of roles, and that's what they were like. And no matter what you put them in, that was what they were going to be taught. Well, Girl Scouts took on of just getting them out there, doing outdoors, and just teaching them to be independent and very strong women. And I think that is so cool.
Me too.
I know. While I was researching all of this, I was just like appalled by everything. I'm like, how did I not know that? How did I not know that? It was so fun. I wish you were so involved with me. You would have had a kick out of all that.
I probably would have, yeah.
Okay. The way that it challenged the expectations, like we've said in the past, or the last question, it in a time, because the first troop was started in 1912, which seems very, very early for something like that. So they're just starting to have that type of social change. So the way that it pushed those expectations was girls were expected, domestic roles, they were expected to be proper, they were expected to be like very, very nice, very elegant. And Girl Scouts just decided no with that. Okay, they're girls and they're gonna get out and they're gonna do things in the outdoors. And that's where like the leadership stuff was all started, and just the empowerment of women. And also this is something that not many of those like scout things was like inclusivity, because girls allowed different races. Even Girl Scouts had an impact in the suffrage movement, and Martin Luther King called them a force of desegregation, because they pushed and pushed to have that inclusivity no matter what it was, even Girl Scouts. So there was all sorts of different people and different cultures just put into that, because it spread just super fast as soon as she started that first troop. It just started to spread. I just didn't know that Girl Scouts was part of that suffrage movement.
That's so cool.
Because when Girl Scouts was started, they weren't allowed to vote yet. Women weren't allowed to vote. And that's where Girl Scouts played a part, where they were like pushing and pushing to have that, and they give the women the right to do that. And then with like the race thing, they were standing up to that, and that's just so cool.
Just like people are people, guys. What's wrong with you guys?
Yeah.
How Girl Scouts changed from then to now is like, as time went on, we started focusing more on money management, business skills, and like
technology and STEM.
And technology and STEM, yeah. And technology and STEM and like that kind of stuff. So we went from like from going out of social norms to preparing girls up on like how to like valuable skills in life,
and how to go towards your future career instead of just how to
learn stuff, and like how to like actually be capable of doing stuff that we
especially with all of the STEM stuff. Like back then, most of the badges were more like Morse code, first aid, and like civic engagements, which means like helping with military stuff and going out into society and like helping
stuff that was like helpful for that time for those girls and were needed,
because girls weren't really working as much back then. Well, now those STEM things are technology, robots, and all of those cool things that can exceed in your career instead of just like how to help people.
Yeah. So it changes to whatever the girls need for their lives and stuff.
When I was researching, there was a whole bunch of things that I read about how Girl Scout changed over the years, and just like it changed a lot. Where like I feel like some organizations don't like to change from what they have set in place. Girl Scouts changes with the girls. They see what they need and they change it immediately. Like in the early 2000s, the Girl Scouts they saw that the emotional intelligence was slowly lowering on some of the girls coming into there. So they changed their whole thing to move away from just helping people to actually educating the girls on not necessarily emotional intelligence, but just like intelligence in that way. So they focus more on like building that type of confidence and intelligence in them. And I thought that was so cool.
Yeah,
everything's just so cool.
Gather around for Girl Scout traditions.
Today we're doing flag folding. Do you want to tell the rules of flag folding?
Of course, Alex. So when you're folding a flag, you cannot have the flag touch the ground because it's shown as a sign of disrespect, and you'd have to burn it afterwards.
Let's get into how to fold it. Alright, you're going to need 2 people and a flag. Okay, the person with the stripes at their end is going to do most of the folding, so if you want to do the folding, make sure you're standing at that end.
Okay, so first you're going to put it sideways, and then you're going to fold it in half.
You want to cover the stars.
And then see how this is all stripes here? Now you're gonna fold it inwards just like that.
Then the person with the stars, you want to put one hand here and then the other one to support it as the other person folds.
And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold a triangle along the edge here, see? Just like that. And then we're going to flip that over here, just like that. And then you're gonna fold again along the crease. You just gotta go with the crease each time, okay? So crease it along the end here, and then again,
Up,
like
then
that,
to the side,
then like that,
then up again,
and then along the end here. Always fold along the end of the flag, and then once you have that, you're going to grab the end and you're gonna tuck it in. You might need to fold it just so it
fits properly.
Could tuck in properly. And then you'll have your perfectly folded flag.
Back to the video. So Juliette Gordon Lowe's goal when she first started Girl Scouts was just to empower women. One of her philosophies was to be girl-led, which so she always said, ask the girls. So that means whenever you have a question, you ask those other girls because she wants them to have that knowledge, have that confidence and intelligence in them to be able to answer those questions and lead with that confidence. She just wanted the leadership, the empowerment, and it's just unheard of back then in that day.
Yeah, that's like so cool. Like it's like this is girl led because we're here for them to feel empowered, for them to feel like they're important and welcomed. And
and another thing that like maybe pushes away a little bit from just the gender of it is back then kids were a little bit more like, oh, they're kids. You can't think that much of them. Where she said, ask the girls, girl led. That means that you gave that child respect and the responsibility to be able to go out and do things, and they excelled at that. Yeah, they were thought of as young ladies, not girls, little girls.
She sold, as we talked about before, she sold her prized pearls that her husband who passed away gave her for her wedding gift, because it was up to having this organization, to keeping this organization that could have girls feel included and welcome and like learn vital skills for them at that time, or like just having the pearls that her husband gave her. So she sold them, and she also had a fight against breast cancer, and as she was going through that, she kept true to herself and fought against the social norms of that time, even as she was going through breast cancer, which sadly later she passed away from.
But she stayed fighting for many, many years, even going through multiple surgeries and still doing Girl Scouts as she was recovering.
Yeah.
She worked herself hard just so the way her girls could keep going. Yeah.
I find that so cool because
we're just like so cool.
Because she even as she was sick, she was fighting to keep Girl Scouts going, and
she wanted to make it past her. She wanted it to.
And I think she excelled at that.
It's still around today. That's so far.
Like almost a century. It is a century later.
Yeah, Girl Scouts I think is 114 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Back when Girl Scouts started, the girls didn't have anyone to bake cookies for them. So what happened was they had to make their own cookies. They baked their own cookies and they sold trefoils, the shortbread cookies. I didn't need trefoil. You dropped the box again. Anyway,
it's fine. I'll put a picture right there.
Anyway, so they had to make shortbread cookies and that on their own, and that's what they sold. And I just find that pretty cool. And later on during the Great Depression, they didn't because they were out of milk and eggs, they couldn't make the shortbread cookies. So they had to sell calendars instead.
Nowadays, Girl Scout cookies are made by 2 licensed bakers, ABC Baker and Brownie Baker.
Time to get crafty. Let's make SWAPs. SWAP stands for Special Whatchamacallits Affectionately Pinched Somewhere. Today we're going to be making the Juliette Gordan Low swap. It consists of pearls and a pink ribbon. The pink ribbons is because Juliette Gordan Low fought breast cancer, and the pearls are there because she sold pearls to keep Girl Scouts going. Today we are going to need pearl beads, a pink ribbon, a safety pin, and a hot glue gun. You're going to start off by taking your pink ribbon and twisting it into the little ribbon.
Breast cancer sign. Whatever.
Ribbon. And then you're going to grab your hot glue gun and put it at the spot where the ribbon connected. And then twist it back and connect it where the little glue is at. Perfect. Anyway, and now you're going to grab your hot glue gun and 3 to 5 pearls. Today we're going to be using 4. 4.
I don't know how to count.
And you're going to glue along the ribbon from the center all the way down. And then you're going to grab the 4 pearls and place them along that line. Okay, now you're going to flip it over and glue a line along the opposite ribbon of the beads. And then you're going to grab your safety pin. Check to make sure that you're going to hot glue it on the right spot, which is going to be the side with the bent down metal piece. And then you're going to place it onto the ribbon where the hot glue is at. Perfect. And now you could pin it to wherever you'd like because it's a swap. And now let's pin it to Alex's boonie swap hat, whatever you want to call it. We're going to call it either boonie hat or swap hat, so if it changes, don't get mad at us. Perfect. Thank you for crafting with us. Back to the video.
I think what inspires me most about Juliette Gordan Low and her story is her selling the pearls that her husband gave her, because I don't know. I guess it's just
sacrifice.
Yeah,
For
the sacrifice for an organization that you believe in and that you want to keep going because you think that it's a great thing.
Just selfless. Give up her own pearls
that her husband gave to her on her wedding day, nonetheless, before he passed away. They probably had a lot of value to her, but in the end, I guess she just kind of were like, they are pearls, and in the end, she probably was just at the place they are just pearls after all. The emotional value is
the girls are more important.
Not as important
I think
as girls.
What inspires me most about her story is just pushing back against those social norms. I feel like it's very hard to push back against something so big as society and stuff like that. It's very scary too. Just think about dancing in public. Okay, everybody is around you. That is a social norm, not to be weird and dance in public, but to push through that is highest quality. Not that dancing in public is the same level
as bad
as something as big as Girl Scouts. I just think it's a very good analogy.
Yeah, because
and just terrifying. And then her fight against breast cancer, I think that it's very easy to let yourself just wallow in that self-pity when you have a condition like that, or just
it's a really good excuse to just be like, I can't do it, it's not I'm not capable of doing it, I'm too sick. But she
kept going. She said, no, I am strong enough to do this,
Mhm.
and I can keep going until my last breath to keep Girl Scouts going past me, and to keep for these girls, and because they need this.
Instead of looking at it as, oh, I might as well wait to die, I might as well go out and work and do as much as I can in the time that I have, you know?
Yeah. I think that's so special and just so rare when you think about it. Because, like, when you look at people, a lot of them will have their dreams, but they won't go after it like she did. Yeah.
Yeah, she really looked at what she wanted, and it's like, I am going to get that. I am going to make it last. It is going to happen.
It's going to work. These girls are going to survive. And it did, and it paved the way for the way that girls are now. It allowed girls to be who they want to be instead of just girls and what girls can do.
I want to linger a little longer here with you.